Hello guys, it's Lego Tester 1234 and today I'm doing a comparison video. So as we all know, this right here is the Apple Watch. It's not that new, but it's pretty new. But wait, what is this? Did Apple make another watch? This doesn't look like it. Is it really an iPod? Or is it just called a watch? Well, we're going to get into further detail to explain everything and compare them all. So in 2011, Apple made an iPod Nano. It was a 6th generation. It was a small product. It was really meant to be an MP3 player, but then things started happening, especially ones that weren't supposed to happen. After a while, companies like Lunatic and Hex made watch bands, and it's easy to put on your Nano. Some people even made their own just by using the clip, and it was used as a watch. Apple saw this and made an update later. Of course, these two watches do have a big difference. Now, one thing is that every time you have to check the time, you have to click the button, then put your wrist up. See, it's not like a regular watch where you just have your wrist down, then go up, and then it would turn on. You know what I mean? You just have to click the button, which was kind of annoying, but you get used to it after a while. And like the Apple Watch, it did have clock faces, and it was much cheaper just buying this Nano by itself, and you can get any watch band or something to clip it onto. It was really easy back then, really affordable. So unlike the Apple Watch, when you had to get an Apple Watch, the lowest, which is a sport model, starts at around $350. The Steel or the Apple Watch starts at $500, while the Gold starts at $10,000. Well, as you can see, the 8 gig model was $129, while the 16 gig was $149. Much more affordable, doesn't it seem like that? So, as you can see, both the iPod Nano and the Apple Watch had similar clock faces, except both were different. Now I'm not going to show you which clock faces the Apple Watch has, because you see a lot of videos on those, so we're not going to cover all of them. You'll see some similar ones to the ones in the Nano, so let's see which ones we have. So we had a Mickey, a Mini, we definitely don't have on the watch, Muppets, standard clock face, fancy one, even some more with mechanical. This one's kind of sporty. This is one of my favorites. You do have one that's similar but only has 2 circles inside. And that's end of the clock faces. So we all know how in the Apple Watch you can customize your clock face, put different notifications on the side and whatnot, but you couldn't do that on the Nano. So what you got on the Nano as a clock face is what you got. Now, unlike the Apple Watch, the Nano had no Bluetooth, which means if you didn't have a phone, it'd still work. It was completely disconnected. Now, if you want to listen to music straight from your Apple Watch, that would be impossible, considering if you don't have Bluetooth headphones. Though, it's more used as a remote, but it's kind of expensive remote. And if you want to listen to music or listen to other sounds in the Nano, it was easy. Just put a headphone jack. And also, one thing is it had a 30-pin cable. That's the only way you could put music on it. You had to get it from your iTunes account and then sync it in. Now, it's already synced in from here, but it gets all the data from the phone. So that's the only difference on music. You can't listen straight up music from from the Apple Watch unless you have Bluetooth headphones. So many people had the concerns of the Apple Watch lasting only one whole day for the battery to waste, but that was not the case with the Nano. The Nano could play music for up to 24 hours, and for me it lasted almost 3 days, so I had to charge it after 3 days, normally. Pretty impressive, especially for an MP3 player. Now the price varied by which model of the watch you got, but however on the Nano, it just varied by a little bit, depending on which gigabyte model you got. Even the bands on the Apple Watch, originally made from Apple, cost too much. They are not cheap, even just buying the band by itself straight from the Apple store or online. But every third party was cheap for both the Nano and the watch. So, I guess it's kind of the same for the bands. Another similarity is it had apps. So, once we turned it on, you could just go like this. And it had apps. However, all these apps already came with the Nano, so there were no way of downloading new apps like apps from the App Store or things. You just had photos, settings, podcast, clock, fitness, radio, which was also a predominant on fitness, and music, now playing, which basically, technically, all of these things work the same on the watch. So, not much of a difference except for podcasts and maybe audiobooks. So that's basically the apps. Of course, you can get way more apps with the Apple Watch, but the Apple Watch still is pretty high price. So overall, they are very similar. You can still get an iPod Nano on the Apple Store, but it doesn't have the design to turn it into a watch. You can still buy this iPod Nano on places like Amazon. Now, if you're willing to use the iPod Nano as a watch, it's a pretty good choice because it's just as good, but it doesn't have all the other functions like heart rate monitors, Apple Pay, messages. You know, it's pretty obvious what it doesn't have. But of course, you can use your phone. But I can see someone like in a business use this. Now, if you're someone like a school person, you might only want to use this at certain times, but it's like someone like an office would want to use it more than like a student or someone who works as a mechanic. But still, it's really your choice on how you want to use your Apple Watch. So, as to which one I say is better, I think they're both really cool. I don't care which one you get. Whichever one you get, that's a good choice for you. Now, one thing the Apple Watch could do is, instead of selling it with the band, which probably makes it cost a little bit higher, like the iPod Nano, they can just sell this Nano by itself, get whichever model you want of this version, just the Apple Watch without the band, which would be lower price, and then get any band you want from a third party or whatever. Maybe Apple could make a more affordable Apple Watch. So yeah.